Wonderful good day, ladies and gentlemen. Dans le Grand Hotel Zurich Invest Invent, and with me here is GoldQuest and Bill Fisher, the executive chairman, who wants to give us an update, as we have spoken the last time 2 years ago. Gee, Bill, that's a long time.
It's been a long time.
Pleasure that you are here.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Well, what happened in those 2 years? I mean, obviously we cannot talk about everything, but maybe give us the major milestones.
We made the discovery in the Dominican Republic in 2012. In the last year and a half, we put a preliminary economic assessment together. A very good return, 34% rate of return, $200 million net present value. But the most important thing is the cash costs. We can produce gold here for $400 an ounce, cash cost, and $572, all inclusive, the fully sustaining capital.
So like the AISC cost.
Yeah, AISC is exactly. 572.
572, that translates in all in what? Something shortly about 600?
No, that is all in. All in at 570.
That's really?
All in.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's very low,
amazing.
which is great.
Wow.
But also we started with a bigger project, and we're only using about 30% of our resource in the mine plan. The idea is to get ourselves into production as quickly and cheaply as possible. Then if the market moves up, you're in production.
Absolutely. So what would be the time frame to go into production then?
Well, we're looking now. We put the mining application into the government in last November. We're hoping to get that in the next 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. It's hard to predict what a government will do.
That's normally, yeah.
And then we'll start the environmental permitting application on the back of a pre-feasibility study, which is going to come out in the next 2 to 3 months. So everything's moving very quickly on the development side, and we are doing engineering studies and detailed studies, moving into marketing studies, because we'll be producing gold and copper in a copper concentrate. So we'll be shipping concentrates to smelters around the world, which means we'll start doing offtake agreements, etc., as to start preparing for the financing of the mine.
I think, yeah, financing of the mine. What do you think it might cost?
It's about $150 million US at the moment, maybe a little bit more, 150, moving up a little bit, but we don't know, because when the detailed pre-feasibility is the very, very detailed study. The preliminary economic assessments are more general. Yeah. This is now getting down to the hard tax.
Really the detail.
The real detail, you got it, yeah, that's right.
What do you think you can achieve as part from the financing when you say you do offtake agreements?
Well, in that, you work out how you make an agreement with smelters or with traders, and then they on the back of that you get financing.
That's right, but what part of it do you think you can do, like 20 million, 50 million
out of these
probably
proposed? I'd think 100 to 110 million out of the 150, something like that.
Wow.
This is because it's a very high quality concentrate. There's a lot of gold in it, a very low arsenic, which is very important. There's much too much arsenic in copper concentrates around the world. Yeah. So we have extremely low, so we can that'll be a very attractive concentrate. So once we get agreements in place, then the banks will look at the agreements. Yeah. They want to be sure that you're selling to someone who's credible, and of course smelters are credible.
Normally, yes.
Normally, yes, that's right. And then also you often get sovereign guarantees on debt. If you do a smelting deal with, say, in Germany, the German government can support it. So therefore you get cheaper financing.
Also, I mean, is that Germany or Rubis would be then
Rubis would be a natural person, yeah, but the German government does give sovereign guarantees to assist the concentrate supplies to the German industry.
Okay, fantastic. Before we dive a little bit forward and also in the future, because you have also a lot of exploration going on, I would like to know Dominican Republic. I mean, we know it as Germans or Swiss people more on the side like a tourist that we say, oh, beautiful for vacation. What is the status there for mining?
It works well. I mean, we've already built a mine down there. In 2008, we commissioned a mine called Serra de Maimont, which is a copper mine. That was also a greenfield site. Gone extremely well. There's no royalties in the Dominican Republic. They're very mining supportive. They've just opened the second largest gold mine in the Americas about 3 years ago, called Pueblo Viejo, which is being run by Barrick. That's now next month will pay us billions of dollars of tax to the country because it's a very, very big mine. Yeah. Therefore, they understand mining. This is a big thing for a small economy. They're very supportive. They have a very technically able workforce. They've been building hotels for the last 50 years. Their growth over the last 17 years is 5.4%, which is very high.
Wow.
This year was 7% because the oil bill is lower for them. So the economy is going very well, and it's growing up as an economy. Santo Domingo, 3.5 million people. You have every Caterpillar dealer, Komatsu dealer, every single supplier you need in country. So in fact, we find it a very easy place to do it. Right. And also my partner is a Dominican, Julio Espea. He's a Dominican mining engineer and geologist. and he lives in Santo Domingo, and he has all the connections. So we find that we know how to operate in that country.
Yeah, that's always important, that
Yes,
you have
it
local
is.
connections.
Absolutely.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come a bit more to the, let's say, brighter future. What is going on with exploration? What can we expect for the next 6, 12, 18 months?
Well, we're looking forward to it a lot. The drilling really stopped last summer. So since then, we had 4 geologists in the field mapping the whole belt. The belt surrounding the Romero discovery is about 50 kilometers long, which is bigger than, say, the Timmins belt in Canada. We've been mapping it very carefully. We're now doing the ground geophysical techniques, and we're looking to go drilling in the next 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
We think there'll be some really good targets. We found up to 50 grams of gold at surface. And we found a lot of copper, up to 34% gold in grab samples at surface, exactly where you'd expect it. This is where the 2 geological plates clash together, so you expect it's like a string of pearls of mineralizations along the boundary, which is why we staked the area in the first place.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
To do all that work, it needs money. I saw it that you did like a $3 million financing. What is cash in the bank?
We have
How long does it
we have
last?
$6.3 million in the bank right now. I raised a little bit $3.5 million last year in October. But before that, the last time I raised was upon the discovery in 2012, where I raised $20.5 million. And that's lasted us for 4 years. So we've been very, very careful with our money. And with that money, we put over 3 million ounces into resource of gold with that money, and we've moved forward through the engineering and now to permitting without having to go to the market, because as you know, the last 4 years has been very tough. So we didn't have to go to market because we had the money. So we were very, very conscious of our of our finances.
And I would say tough is maybe a nice description of a nightmare.
Very nice. I hear you.
Well, that sounds very compelling.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much for that. And we keep fingers crossed that you really keep it going. And I think the next 2, 3, 4 months we see a nice news flow.
And we'd like to think so, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was GoldQuest, Bill Fisher, the executive chairman. And you heard it, a lot is going on. The company is well financed, well cashed up with $6.5 million in the bank, turned in the last years into a 3 million ounce resource, and they're on, I would say, also on a fast track in the direction for production. So check it out. Thanks, and bye-bye from Zurich.